Hey guys, how's it going? This is Christopher John Hill, and today we have the beta preview for the Virtuoso. I'm going to be doing 3 parts, and this is the first part. I'm going to be doing Virtuoso, Harbinger, and Willbender. So this is the first one. And just before we get started, just like to tell you guys that I am a writer on Amazon, so please have a look at the description below if you're interested. I write fantasy books, and I have a ton of them for sale on Amazon, so just go ahead and check that out if you're interested. Also, please don't forget to leave me a like, comment, and subscribe, and to click the little bell symbol. Alrighty, without further ado, let's get underway. This is the Virtuoso, and this is my creation of it. So her name is Violet Virtuoso, and we have below all the skills, utilities that are available for this class. First off, we have the Twin Blade Restoration. Basically, you throw 2 daggers. You heal yourself and you get rid of your conditions. This one, you knock back your foes if they get too close. And then you have 2 AoEs, Immobilize and Vulnerability. And then you have the one that you directly throw at them. And on the bottom left hand corner, we have the Flying Cutter Normal Attack. Just basically you throw 1 dagger at 1200 range. Second one, you just throw a fan of daggers. And the third one, you throw out a swirling mass of it. I'm going to go do a quick review of the trait lines at the end of the video, so just stick around for that, and in the meantime I'm just going to quickly show. Alright guys, without further ado, let's get underway. I'm going to be showing you the class's abilities and exactly what it's capable of. On attack number 1, you're going to have the 1200 range, and that's just basically going to spam daggers. You're going to throw them through midair and take enemies out from afar. This is very useful indeed because it's like being a ranger essentially. So you can take enemies out before they get a chance to do anything to you at all. Even the larger worms, such as the ones up here that throw the rocks, as long as you can interrupt them with the F3 ability or number 5 attack, they basically can't do anything to you at all. So as you can see, he couldn't throw anything at me because I interrupted him. So that has 2 effects. It causes them to not be able to use their ability, and delays them from using it again for a long time. However, you're going to have to dodge every once in a while, and I did a really bad dodge right then. But you also have these other abilities too, which you can use to drop daggers down upon them, which I'm going to show you now. There you go. And there's another one. And then you have this one right here, which is going to make you invulnerable to attacks while you're recharging your daggers. And then, of course, you can spam them off if you want to and use them up on the F controls. I find that this is probably one of the best ways to set it up, because the first one immobilizes your foe. The second one, basically, it causes vulnerability. And then the third one basically provides protection and regenerates your daggers so you can fire off again. So that's a really good way to set it up. The elite one, I don't really find it too useful at the moment, because if you try to move around while casting it, it basically cancels out. And it doesn't do overly a lot of damage. So that's just my opinion, of course. But yeah, that's how I think of it at the moment. Hopefully that'll be improved over time, and they'll make it a bit more stronger. As for the other ones, such as the 2 AoEs, I don't mind them at the moment, but they don't do enough damage in my mind. I mean, they're okay, but yeah, they really don't do that much damage, to be honest. In regards to the equipment I'm wearing, it is of course the Berserker at the moment. So I'm going to be showing you another set of gear which I've set up right now. So let's go ahead and change to it. So basically go to your equipment and then switch it over. So at the moment, yeah, it's 2370 power, 1194 ferocity. And essentially I've got the runes of the Scholar, superior sigil force, superior sigil fire. Alright, so let's change that to the next build, which is going to be the condition build. This one has daggers on it. So you have power, precision, and conditional damage. And superior runes of the crate, which give you extra bleeding duration. So very useful indeed. You have the superior sigil force. And of course the Superior Sigil Earth, which is going to give you more bleeding stacks. We have the conditional damage here, and a little bit of power, and some precision to ensure that those inflict maximum amount of damage. So let's just show you that right now. I'm going to start firing that off, interrupt him, get my quickness, and then fire off some daggers. There we go. And he goes down, just like that. Very easy indeed, guys. I mean, the best defense is a good offense on this class, if you ask me. So long as you can interrupt them, you can stop them from taking you out, or you can just cast this one right here, which is going to make you invulnerable to attacks. And then you just cast these off and take them out. I've also put quickness on the F2 ability every time you activate that on the trait line. So you're going to be getting that too every time you fire off. So let me just interrupt this guy. See, got quickness right there. And then you can pick him off at your leisure. He can't really respond at all, which makes this one of the best classes in the game in my opinion, because you can take enemies out without having to worry about them even hitting you at all. So I'm going to show you how many bleeding stacks it does by focusing on the enemy right there, so you guys can see. There you go, adds up really fast. I think you can get a maximum of around between 25 and 30 in total of bleed stacks. So that's not too bad. It's not too bad at all. If you want to take your enemies out really fast, then that's the way to go in my opinion. Definitely the way to go. And with the interrupts, you can just basically just stand there and take them out at your leisure. No problems at all. And I'm just going to quickly show you how it does against mobs, and then I will show you what we have on the trait lines, so you guys can see for yourselves as to whether or not you want to make one of these classes and trade it up the way I've traded it. So basically, these guys pretty easy to take out, even against mobs. They're going to have that many difficulties as long as you're careful. Of course, I jumped right in the middle of them. Probably not the best thing to do, because it's a long-range attack, but I just wanted to show you what it could do close up. And it survives pretty well, even though it's a glass cannon. It does pretty good. Not bad. I'm actually impressed, considering. Some people consider the class very squishy, but I love it. It's my absolute favorite out of the betas so far. Alrighty guys, so I'm going to show you now... Just get rid of him first. Throw these off. There you go, take them down. I got two more here. I'll take them out real quickly. Of course, I wandered into the middle of them, so my fault. There you go. Took him down. So hit him with that, hit him with that, hit him with that, and he's gone. Alrighty, I don't recommend running into them like I did. That was my mistake. But out of the two classes, I would definitely recommend the conditional build. The power build does okay too, but it's really up to you guys. I prefer the conditional build myself. That's just me though. Alrighty, so let's head back to the camp, and I'm going to show you guys what the class is capable of. Alright guys, so we're back at the town again, so this is going to the trait lines. I'm going to show you what I've got on. First of all, we have dueling with, of course, the duelist discipline. We have the blinding dissipation, which gives you blindness, and confusion every time Shatter 2 is selected, basically F2. And then, of course, you have an aptitude, which is going to give you blindness and confusion every time you interrupt them. So this basically stacks with the other one, which will give you multiple confusions, plus the blindness, which gives you guys a really good defense. Next we have domination with, of course, rending chatter. We have furious interruption, which gives you the quickness when you interrupt them. And then, of course, the power block, which weakens them and it basically prevents them from using their abilities against you. And finally, on the Virtuoso, we have, of course, the Jagged Mind, which is going to give you bleeding attacks. This is, of course, for the conditional one, if you want to use the conditional build. You have the Sharpening Sorrow, which is going to give you Fury. You activate Late Song Sorrow, which is F2. And then, of course, you have the Bleeding, which is going to give you even more damage with the Bleeding stacks, and it's going to regenerate your, basically your daggers. They're going to build quicker. On the power build, we have, of course, a little bit different. It's mental focus. It's going to give you 15% extra damage. You have this one again, Sharpening Sorrow. So every time you hit F2, you're going to gain Fury. And then you have, of course, the Infinite Forge, which is going to regenerate your blades over time, which allows you to use the abilities more often. And all the rest of it is pretty much the same again. I haven't changed anything. It works really well. I mean, I honestly couldn't find a better method to do it. So there you go. Alrighty guys, I hope you enjoyed this part 1, and now let's head on to part 2. And don't forget to please subscribe, like, and leave me a comment because it helps the algorithm on YouTube. Alrighty, on to the next one.